Hi, Mum. I'm fine. I don't think I can do it anymore. I'm so tired. Just can't do it anymore, Mum. I'm so sorry.
One in 4 people will suffer from a mental health illness during their lifetime. University students have always been affected by stress and anxiety throughout their studies. However, since March 2020, they have been put in very difficult situations due to coronavirus restrictions. On the 4th of January 2021, a third national lockdown was announced, with once again no mention of students, which has caused a big response on social media with many students worried about their future.
I'm paying £9,250 a year for a degree that I'm not getting an adequate standard of teaching for. This is because I study a practical degree and the majority of my tuition fees go towards access to facilities that I'm not currently getting access to. I need access to these facilities to produce work that is required for my degree classification, and I'm currently in my second year of university, which counts towards that degree.
I don't know how well my assessment is going to be graded because there is no safety net like there was for last year's exams. There's no quality assurance here. We don't know what's going to happen, and I'm sick of it.
This would be okay if I was getting adequate support from my tutors and the university as a whole, but I am not, and I'm now expected to be putting together a portfolio of work to try and get work placements to get a career during a global recession, but we have less than half of work of the years above us and barely any of the same experience. So I'm probably not going to be able to get a placement very easily. That's probably not going to be paid, so I'm going to struggle with money, and my career options are basically ruined.
So, if anyone wants to start a revolution, I'd be down.
Many newspapers have also been reporting on the issues. In fact, if you type in University Students UK, most articles you will find are about the difficulties students are facing at the moment. Still don't believe me? Let's listen to what some of these students have to say.
My name is Libby and I study Policing and Forensics at Liverpool John Moores University.
Hi, my name's Caden Edwards and I'm currently studying university. I'm doing a film course. I'm 19, I'm in my second year.
Hello, my name's Sian Taylor and I study film and TV production second year at the University of Hertfordshire.
My name is Sophie and I study counselling and mental health.
My flatmates actually all contracted the virus whilst I was living with them, which meant that we all had to isolate. I had to actually isolate 4 days longer than them, which was actually quite difficult. I know it sounds like 4 days, but after being in 10 days isolation with them, the extra 4 days on top by myself really took a toll on my mental health, especially because I was in my room all the time and excluding myself from them as well. I also obviously live away from Liverpool, away from home, so it was really, really difficult being so isolated in my room.
I think the government's outlook on and how they've handled lockdown, I think it's been okay in terms of what they've done about lockdown and things like that, and I don't really think there's a way of improving it to help people's mental health. And there are helplines and things like that, and people we can talk to online, and they've always been there, and I think they have got better over the course of it.
I don't think that the government have handled the pandemic very well. This is because their one job was to stop a second wave, and they haven't managed to prevent that. Year 1 students are probably feeling way more anxious than I am. Being a Year 2 student, that means that I've sort of grasped what university life is like already, because last year was relatively normal. The end of last year wasn't, but for the first part it was quite normal. I think that year 1 students are really going to struggle with understanding what university is like, especially when they receive their first assignment and there is no face-to-face contact. I feel like the universities are doing all they can, at least my personal university is doing all it can to support students. However, there is always going to be an area of grey where we are just so confused because we cannot get that face-to-face contact. My advice would be to anyone struggling right now is maintain those bonds to your family and to those who supported you before lockdown. Maintain those bonds through lockdown, as those are the relationships that are really going to help you get through this disease.
In a perfect world and an ideal world, we would be able to go in and use all the equipment and the resources there and be able to go out and film with actors and crews, but in this current climate we're not able to do that. So I feel like they're trying their best in terms of providing us with what they can.
We get emails for encouragement to keep safe during this period of time, and I don't think there is any way they could improve because so far they've been doing good.
I think one of my main worries right now is how long we are going to be in this state for. I feel like the last year we've sort of taken a year out from everything and haven't really been living to a certain extent. I feel like we've been cooped inside of our houses, our dorms, or wherever we are, and we've not really been able to go out and enjoy ourselves. And I feel like the longer that we're in this sort of state, it's really going to take a toll on everyone's mental health. I at least know that my mental health has been affected by coronavirus.
A university is still a business in the terms of, like, they're still trying to make money so they can run their university. So when it comes to, for example, student accommodation, I'm on student accommodation this year, or I'm meant to be. We were originally promised that if we were to leave our stuff on campus but move back home, we could get 50% reduction in our accommodation fee, in our rent. But as soon as the second lockdown hit, that was scrapped because they were still following the government guidelines of being able to provide somewhere to live and education. So they took away the promise of being able to reduce accommodation fees. So that made me feel a bit anxious because I'm living 2 hours away from the university, but I'm still paying my full rent up at university.
What I'm worried about is that we might not be going back to normal.
Going into this course, my second year, they said it would be 50-50 online in person. Obviously they couldn't have predicted the second lockdown, but we did not have 50% online, 50% in person when we came back. The 50% in person was still online. It was the other 50% online were pre-recorded.
It's not what we're used to, and it's not what we were promised when we signed up to pay $9,000 a year to attend university.
Keep my mind healthy, I'm getting work done, I've got hobbies that I can still do inside. I go out for a run nearly every day.
I got a strong support system. I got my family, I got friends who I can talk to. I know other resources you can seek are Mind, mental health group.
Afterwards, it's going to be so much better and you are going to return to a normal life. It will happen.